All right, hello, good morning, everyone. Just wanted to kind of come to you while I'm on my morning commute. I entitled this video "My Daughters," or Our Daughters, just to kind of shed a little insight. Hoping that this gives you some type of encouragement, some type of inspiration, and most importantly, some kind of education. And this is basically in response to a video that I saw online. Well, actually, my daughter showed me this video of a little black girl and her mom, and the little girl was in the closet with a boy, and the mom, just basically publicly humiliated the girl live on Snapchat, and it was just ironic to me. The little girl initially, she had on the weave and the nails, and then mom said she called her in the closet boy. First time in my mind, I'm thinking, well, I know this little girl doesn't have the money to go get her nails done on her own. I know this little girl isn't buying her own 16-inch weave. Because as I looked at the mom, the nails, the weave, and everything, and I'm not saying that that's I do want this. And what do I mean when I say sexualize? When we tell them that long hair is beautiful, and we put the long weave in their heads, and when we take them to go get their nails done when they're only 12 and 13, and not saying that that's bad, because there are some nail styles that are appropriate for young children. However, and put like this, as a black mother, 13, I understand that. I'm not naive to the fact that children are going to be children, or teenagers are going to be teenagers. But I'm cognizant of the fact that as a mother, I have a responsibility to my daughters. And that first responsibility is to be that example to them, and also to be transparent with them about my situations and about what I went through as a teenager, how some of those choices have affected me as an adult, and so on and so forth. So that's one point. Another point, as black single mothers, because I'm not saying, and I'm just seeing it on the outside. I don't know what all took place on that video, but as an African American single mother, I understand, who lives in the hood. Let me put that to you. Like, I understand how the environment and how my social economic status affects the social economic status of my children, and how that social economic status can, not saying that will, but can have a direct impact on the emotions that I display to my children. For example, I read a study back, and I think I have it saved on my computer, but I read a study where it talked about African American women, or white women, or women in general, who worked in these fast food restaurants, worked in environments where the work was intensive and high paced and so on and so forth. And it talked about how when they would get home, that same energy would be kind of directed at their children. Now, I work part-time at a fast food restaurant. I work in the Subway, in the gas station, and it's very high paced. And I know when I first started, I told my children, I was like, y'all know, when I get home, I'm probably going to be a little bit stressed out. I'm probably going to be a little bit frustrated. So I'm going to need y'all to make sure y'all have done what y'all got to do, because I don't want to take the energy that I've gotten from the energy from the Subway and bring it home to you all, and have you all stressed out and frustrated or whatever. And I kind of saw myself getting angry. I walked in the door, and before I could even say, "Hey kids, how you doing?" I just immediately started fussing. Like, that was not my intention, but because of the environment or whatever, like, I was just really frustrated. So I take that to say, which brings me to the third point. When you think about mothers in nature, when you think about birds and rabbits and whatever kind of animal you think about, these animals prepare a nest for their children before they bring their children in the world. And we we have to make sure that we're creating an environment where our little girls can be little girls, where they can grow up, and in spite of what's going on in the outside world, that their home could be a castle for them, or not necessarily just a castle, but their home could be a piece of heaven on earth. And why do I say that? I say that because I believe that every little girl deserves a space where she can grow and develop and become the woman that she's called to be. And a lot of times I have a very strong emphasis on family systems theory, says that we have to create boundaries in our home, and we have to create boundaries for our children, so that first of all they can realize that they have their own boundary, and no one has a right to cross that boundary unless they give them permission to do so. And as mothers, we help them create strong boundaries. And what do I mean by strong boundaries? Strong boundaries are when your children understand their value and their worth as an individual. When your children understand that no one has a right to violate their body. When our daughters understand that it's not okay for you to abuse me verbally, physically, or even emotionally. We help our children create those boundaries by the love that we instill in them. As a daughter, as a female growing up, I didn't always have those boundaries. And one of the things that I've been adamant about is making sure that I don't let any and everybody in and out of my house, and making sure that I don't have any and everybody around my children. And even more so important, making sure that I'm able to spend enough adequate time with my children. And as a single mother who works and who goes to school and who's also completing an internship, I understand that time is of the essence, and that it's very important that I spend quality time with my children. So one of the things that I've done in making my nest is making sure that we can all sit around the dining room table, and we sit and we talk about each other's day, and we do our homework together, and we just have those moments where I can actually bond with them. And I'm just gonna be honest, and if Kieran and Kai, if y'all watching this, and I love you all the more, there are some days I do not want to hear what they're talking about. I just want to go in my room, close the door, and just be to myself. But I fight that, and I have to fight my faces, because sometimes I have one child that they can just go on and on and on and on and on. And I understand that. So what I try to do is I make sure that I'm giving them my undivided attention. And what does that mean? I put my phone away, unless I'm showing them something on their phone. And I allow them to hold me accountable. One of the things that I've taught them is emotional intelligence. I also understand, based on my social economic status, my emotional intelligence level should be lower. However, because I'm a believer in the Most High